Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Yeah, you know what it is. Hard worker, scrappy, unfiltered, and sometimes unhinged football content. Hard to explain, but you know it when you see it. Doing it daily our way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Redraft and Dynasty Fantasy Football, we got you covered. You know their defense is ranked like 31st in the NFL? NFL draft prospects and rookies? Now you know you in the right place for that.
Absolutely.
All right, then stop saying it. Then we're done. And prop bets with my man Jay Rich.
Count that money, man.
Now wipe the crust out of your eyes, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake your ass up with Ray G. You honestly are making absolutely no sense and you sound silly as hell. GMG damn P. It is Monday, May 13th, 2024. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with Ray G. And y'all know I appreciate y'all being in the building. Who we got in here right now? Let's see what's going down at the top of the board. Big Steve-O, my dog in the building. What's happening with you? GMGP, let's get it this fine Monday. That is right. We got my man Flowosaurus in the building. What's happening with you? David, GMGP to you, my friend Sanford. Yes, the thumbnail. K-Dot is in the building. The K-Dot of the fantasy space when it comes to the takes is in the damn building, Sanford. Yes, Jay Rich did a good one with that one. Taylor Wolf, what's happening with you? I saw my girl Joe in the building. There she is right now. The thumbnail is freaking hilarious. Jimbo, what's happening with you? Moggs, Ricardo, Marlon, Cold World, TDE, Fizzle, Dallas, man. Shout out to my dog Fizzle, man. I have not gotten a chance to check out his new show, but I believe Fizzle Fridays just dropped this past Friday. Showing love to my dog. He is on the intro right here. Make sure you check that out. Gretchen, what's happening with you? Wyatt Wallace. And I want to say special shout out to all the mamas out there. I said it last night on HTTT. The mamas check out the show. The mamas love GQ. My big mama, my baby mama, everybody's mama loves the Wake Up Show. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas out there. And y'all know what it is. Underdog Fantasy powers the operation that we have. And there's a brand new promotion. You can get up to $250 in bonus cash if you use the promo code ALLGAS or scan the QR code on the screen. Hot takes and trending topics last night. Make sure you check out that show. You see the film session, Blake Corum. Hey, the fit in LA with Sean McVay. I'm sure we'll talk about Blake Corum today, but I don't want to delay. We got a lot to talk about. Jay Rich, what's happening with you? How you doing this morning, my friend?
I'm good, man. We had a good weekend. Lots of great NBA basketball. You know, after the last show, Ray, people were not so happy with me. So I hope that, they dial it back a little bit. But I'm not the reason people are tuning in today. And I know that. And I'm very excited. We do have a special guest.
No. Why were people not happy with you? People were not happy because of your Anthony Edwards
so
takes.
We are
Your NBA takes
you really want to talk about
got hit up.
Look,
you can't.
Ray, can we clear something up, actually? Because if you want to go into this, since we apparently have a minute.
Okay.
Am I a Lakers fan?
Are you a Lakers fan? No.
I was accused of being a Lakers fan, apparently.
No, you're not a Lakers fan.
I hate on the Lakers probably more than anybody. Mm-hmm. But if the Nuggets win this series, I will buy that Championship Murray shirt, and I will wear it on the show, and you will hate me for it. And
Anthony Edwards is good, but Nikola Jokic reminded the world he is the best basketball player on the face of the planet, and don't get it twisted. Denver Nuggets tied that series up 2-2. The Indiana Pacers put foot in the New York Knicks, but that ain't why we're here, Jay. Don't nobody care about the NBA right now. We got the man, the myth, the legend, my brother from another mother, my former co-host. People forget that this individual and myself, we had a show together, man. We had a show together back in some years past. We have been friends in this industry for a long time. He literally just lives right up the road, and this man puts in a lot of work. He has a lot of takes, Jay Rich, and after today's show, there may be no takes left for the rest of the world. He's got takes, but I know he puts in the work. I love this man. Y'all know who he is. The big dog from Fantasy Pros, doing it all. My dog, Derek freaking Brown. D-Bro, what's happening, baby? Wake your ass up. What up, D-Bro?
What's going on, boys? Good
What's
Lord,
up, baby?
Man. We out here. It's a good day to be alive, baby. We talking rookies. We're going to be talking ball, man. We're going off the damn rails before we went live today. So you know this show's going to be lit, dude. I'm just happy to be here, baby.
Show's going to be, we're going to have a good time today, but we've got to talk about it, D-Bro. I want to go through, we are going to hit. I mean, we're going to get 100 takes out of you today. You and Jay Rich, we are going to have 100 takes out of the combination of you two. So let's just start this thing off, man. We are out of the 2024 NFL draft cycle, but that does not mean that the 2024 NFL draft class, we are done with it, because it is hot and heavy rookie minicamp hype season. Jay Rich, hit the sounder, because it is hype right now for these rookies. Give me an air horn, Jay Rich. Hit the damn button. Hit the air horn button.
What sounder do you
Hit the button. Hit the sounder.
I got 8 here, and you just asked for a sounder.
I saw as soon as it happened, I was like, he didn't pick the right one. He didn't pick the right one.
He did not pick the right one.
Good Lord.
All right.
What do you want from me?
All right, D, bro. Are you ready to go? Are we ready to go?
God.
Are we ready to get into this thing?
I'm ready.
And let me tell y'all right now, we are friends, right? And when you're friends,
for now,
you can say things because we know that it is business. It is not personal. We are going to get into it, and I'm not softballing shit to you this morning, D, bro. We're starting off with a player that you did not like at all, and I mean, I'm watching the clips, D, bro, and he looks all right. He looked all right. Let's talk about him. Let's pull him up. We got Adonai Mitchell.
Let's go.
We got Adonai Mitchell, D, bro. Adonai Mitchell out there at Colts rookie camp. It's a wrap. This isn't the one where he's running, but just your thoughts on Adonai Mitchell, D, bro. Have they changed a little bit following the draft? I know you know which clip I'm talking about. We'll get to it in a minute, but has your thoughts on Adonai Mitchell changed at all from the draft to right now?
Nope. My thoughts on AD Mitchell remain the same. I think he's a field stretcher. I think he's going to be awesome for the Colts. But you going down the barrel looking for the X receiver, the guy that's going to get a 25% target share. I still feel like people looking in the wrong spot, baby.
You don't think that he can take over that role from Alec Pierce to play on the opposite of Pittman, right? Playing opposite of Pittman early. You still have Josh Downs on the field. This is a team, D, bro. No tight end of consequence. You know, there's some hope for Jelani Woods. There's some hope for some other, but there's no guy at the tight end spot. Josh Downs played inside the slot. You and I both love A. Rich. Jay Rich, do you think D-Bro's being a little harsh on Adonai Mitchell? Do you think he's been, because you also have not liked Adonai Mitchell either. You don't like the landing spot. Do you think D-Bro's being a little harsh here on AD?
I don't think he's being a little harsh, but I definitely think that he is excusing the upside, right? D-Bro, I was doing my homework on you, actually.
Okay.
Hold
All right. Lay it out for me.
So you and JJ were on Late Round Perspectives this past week, right? Anyone need to check it out. It was a great podcast on JJ's podcast feed. And you talked about Jordan Addison, right? And you said that his rookie season looks a lot better than it was. And now the only reason why I bring this up is because if he's going to be a field stretcher, if he can be a touchdown-dependent player for fantasy football, he actually could be usable in the way that Jordan Addison was usable to some extent, but definitely very touchdown-dependent. And that's when I say you excuse the upside because you don't like him. If he's a field stretcher and you like A. Rich and he can get down the field, and he is right now 30-1 to lead rookies in receiving yards, which I think is a little bit low personally. I think there's a world where he could actually surprise and put together a Jordan Addison type season where he has 700 yards, 750 yards, 7 touchdowns, playing in a great system where he can go deep and catch touchdowns because Pittman isn't the best touchdown threat. Josh Downs isn't the best touchdown threat. AD Mitchell can maybe take that role and be a touchdown-dependent player for the Indianapolis Colts, at which point he would be fantasy relevant, just difficult to know when to start him.
I mean, I think he's going to be fantasy relevant, but just to your point, I mean, you kind of laid this out for me, Jay. What's 750 and 7 doing for you in fantasy? Like, is that really helping you put over the hump? Like, that's wide receiver 4 or 5 numbers, baby. So you kind of making my case for me.
All right, would you
I'm
rather?
Just saying it's still usable.
Well, okay.
Usable.
All right. Would you rather
I think he's usable, but like, is he going to be as good as people say? Like, that's where
who's saying he's going to be good?
Like,
who have you heard say he's going to be good?
Well, let's talk about that cost. Let's talk
Right?
about the cost here. Let's talk about cost. Jordan Addison, ADP of 69 right now on Underdog Fantasy. I did not plan that. ADP of 69 for Addison. And then you've got Adonai Mitchell down here at 114. At cost, would you rather save yourself? I'm just asking because you brought up Addison. So Addison, ADP is 69, whatever round that is, and then 114 for Adonai Mitchell. So damn near like double for AD.
It's like round 6 and round 11 probably.
Yeah, round 6, round 11. And think about it, and I know you like. I'll
take AD. At cost, I'll take AD because I don't think that one, I don't think Addison should be that high, but two, I think that divide is a little bit too steep. I'll say it straight up. Because Addison, if you take away a lot of stuff from it, like you take away those 10 touchdowns, baby, he wouldn't have been wide receiver 30 last year. So, like, what are we talking about? He'd been a wide receiver 4.
All right, let's got another one. I got another guy I want to talk about. And, Debra, I don't know your thoughts on Steeler rookie wide receiver Roman Wilson, drafted in the 3rd round. This is a player that I really liked a lot coming out of Michigan. This is an offense that a lot of people are a little scared of because of Russell Wilson, maybe the lack of passing volume, Arthur Smith as the head coach. But as I feel like, Jay Rich, I had been more negative on Roman Wilson, and people are like, oh, we like this. He's going to be the 2 in Pittsburgh. Debra, where you at with Roman Wilson in Pittsburgh this year?
I think I'm actually above market consensus on Roman Wilson. I got Rome at 26th overall. I got him. Actually, I've got Roman Wilson right above AD. So we're talking about how much I don't like AD. I like Rome. And the big thing that I feel like all the hate centered around, man, and I get it. I ain't a fan of it, man. But the first thing in the conversation is always, whoa, haven't you seen what an Arthur Smith offense looks like? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, I have seen that. So, I mean, I can't really push back against that, but do I like the talent? I mean, yeah, definitely.
Are you in on the offense then? Are you in on Russell Wilson? Or are you one of the people that believe Justin Fields is going to take over and be the quarterback at some point? Where do you stand with Russ versus Fields right now?
Man, I think we know who Russ is, and could I see him losing this job during the season? It's possible, but he's going to have to play his way out of that job is what I think, man. Like, I think, like, Tomlin wants a veteran. They want the guy in there that they know they could trust. If Russ can show that at least if he could do what he did last year in Denver and just manage games, let them run the damn ball and play defense and win games that way, Russ keeps the job. Now, if this defense kind of falters or he's taken another step closer or fallen off the cliff even farther, then I think we see Fields. But outside of this, I think this is Russ's job to lose this year.
All right, let's get to the heavy hitters, Jay Rich. And this is a situation, and Derek, I have not heard your thoughts on how this situation is really going to play out this year. Everyone's excited. You know, when you've got a team that had 2 picks inside the top 10, and they spend both of those picks on offensive players, one of them being a quarterback, another one being a wide receiver that most people said, despite Marvin Malik, this is the receiver that will not bust. No matter what, this is a guy that's going to come in, play well, bust-proof, and you know who I'm talking about, the number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. His minicamp season and Chicago Bears journey just kicked off this past weekend as well. Odunze was out there for a little bit, Jay Rich, but they said some hamstring tightness. There's no point to push that right now in minicamp. But Derek, your thoughts on Caleb Williams' fit in Chicago. Now, he was not your QB1 in 2024. You liked him. You never disliked him. You liked other quarterback ahead of him for fantasy football purposes. We're talking about scoring fantasy points. So Caleb Williams in Chicago, you're seeing this. You're hearing what everybody is saying about him. You've seen what Chicago's built around him. They're trying to put around him. How are you feeling about Caleb Williams, his fantasy outlook today? And then talk to me about Odunze.
I feel good about Caleb, man. I mean, I feel good about Caleb as I have throughout the entire process. And people label me as a Caleb hater. And I'm like, look, I don't hate Caleb, man. Like, I got Caleb as my QB 10 in Dynasty right now. So, like, tell me how much I hate freaking Caleb. Like, is that probably lower than market? Probably. But, like, I still like the kid. I still think he could be successful. I'm just willing to acknowledge the range of outcomes of what we saw in 2022 to 2023 and then projecting that to the NFL. I think it's a wider range than people want to give it credit. But, like, is he surrounded by a lot of good players, a lot of good skill players? My only concern for Caleb in his rookie season is how well does the Chicago Bears offensive line play? Because people talk about the skill players, people talk about all of that stuff. But you don't hear that conversation about, well, for adding Keenan Allen, for adding Odunze, for adding all those guys, that offensive line looks the exact freaking same. Like, I mean, you got to get blocking. And if the game's going to be fast for Caleb, they're going to have to block it up or he's going to be running around in circles and sitting there chucking the ball deep, man. So, I mean, I feel good about Caleb overall because they're surrounded with a lot of good players, man. But there's still some little concerns for me, so.
Hey, shout out to Wifey in the building. Wifey's in the building. Wifey say hit the like button. Hit the like button. Wifey say hit the like button. Hit the damn like button. And yeah, he did. Debro did have 2 QBs ahead of Caleb Williams for fantasy. He had, I believe, Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy. That is, that's. I mean, he's said that for a long time, and I don't believe you're changing your stance on that either. You still are Jaden Daniels and JJ McCarthy, which we'll get to in a little bit. Jay, I asked Debro about Rome Odunze. I'm going to ask you. Rome Odunze finishes as wide receiver what inside of this offense in 2024?
I'll say wide receiver 53 is
No. In this just on the team, on this team.
He'll be the 3. He'll be the 3.
He'll be the 3. He'll be the 3.
100%.
Debro, or do you believe he can come in and outproduce one of DJ Moore or Keenan Allen? I'm going to just say I am not on that train at all. But if you are, let me know. Yes, I think he's finishing as the third.
Yeah, we'll say the
third option on that offense.
I think the way that I'm projecting it is he will be the wide receiver 3 on that offense. Is there a chance by the end of the season? Because I'm not going to sit here and push back about it. Keenan Allen love. I love Keenan Allen. Told people to draft the hell out of him last year. And I still think he has a lot of juice in the tank. My thing about Rome is, could we see, as he gets himself cemented in this target tree and Keenan Allen, as those hits kind of pile up over the middle throughout the season, could he fade towards the back end of the season and we see Rome take over as the number 2? That's the only other thing. Like, I think he starts the year as the number 3. I don't know if he finishes the year as the number 3, though.
That's fair.
Robert's been here for a long time. Robert's out of his mind. I think it is early and he's out of his mind. He said, let's not act like he can't be the 1. Caleb loves him, obviously. I think that's I'll just say this. Maybe there's a world in which he's the 1, but to have that expectation going into it, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. I do not believe, at least and I don't know why this is a hard thing for people to kind of come to grips with, that it's okay that a year 1 rookie transitioning to the NFL isn't the team's number 1 option out the gate when you have 2 all-pro wide receivers, a rookie quarterback, a brand new offensive scheme. I just don't think that's a realistic outcome in year 1. But we got some more players to talk about, and somebody that Derek absolutely loves. Debro, get your pants ready, because I know you can't wait to talk about this player. I know you can't wait to talk about Bo Nix. Bo Nix, his camp process has begun.
I got set up.
Hey, word is, Bo Nix looked very good. Looked very good early in rookie minicamp. He only has to battle with Jarrett Stidham. He'll be throwing the ball to future Hall of Famer Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Greg Dulcich. You got the running game of Javonte, your boy Audric Estime that ran a 4.5 at his pro day. I mean, Debro, how excited are you about this Denver Broncos offense here in 2024?
Oh, my good Lord. Not at all.
Don't be Nat. Debro, talk about he was the 12th overall pick, Derek. He's going to start.
Michael Penix was number 8. You know, we ain't talked about him yet.
We'll talk about Penix
guys,
in a minute.
You know?
Franklin looked good, apparently.
Oh, man.
Nix looked good. Have your feelings and thoughts changed around this situation in Denver and this quarterback?
They have not. And the way that I've got my ranks set up, people are not going to be, if you're following my ranks, you're not going to be drafting a lot of Bo Nix. And I'll keep this short, guys. I look at Bo Nix and draft him. He's a process pick. And people are going to say, well, he's a first-round quarterback. He's going to start. He's going to get points to my team and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we said all that shit about Mac Jones and Kenny Pickett. How'd that end up? They weren't difference makers. They ended up losing their damn jobs within 3 years. Like, the same kind of stuff could be happening to Nix. And then we hear it all throughout the process afterwards. It's like, Sean Payton loved him. Everybody else had a backup kind of grade on Bo Nix. So outside of that, I think the rest of the NFL outside of Payton got it right.
All right. This is how we get the 100 takes off, because now we are at the rapid fire section. We got some rapid fire stuff that we're about to do. These two are going to – this is why I was J. Cole. I'm just stepping out of the fight. I'm letting Drake from Canada – and I'm I'm letting my white black brother Kendrick handle this right here, okay?
Kendrick Brown.
Kendrick Brown. Kendrick White. Kendrick White is going to.
In the building.
K-Bro is going to do it. K-Bro. All right. Jay Rich. Bo Nix, right? One response. One word. This is a would you rather section. Bo Nix, Will Levis.
Will Levis.
D-Bro.
Ugh. Will Levis.
Bo Nix, Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Dynasty.
Bryce Young by a mile.
Bryce Young.
Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
I'll take Bo Nix. That's my line.
Bo Nix, Justin Fields in a second. Fields in a second or Bo Nix?
Why you gotta throw it this?
Because
you're not
going to do it straight. You're not going to do it straight.
The pick is the most valuable piece of the puzzle. So give me Justin Fields in a second.
D-Bro.
I'll take Nix. Damn it, I hate you for making.
And you like Fields, I know you do. Final one.
I know.
Final one. And this is one I asked the patrons the other day. Is there any chance that we're sort of undervaluing this veteran quarterback that isn't quite old yet, that is still not 29 years old? Bo Nix or Deshaun Watson?
Oh, Deshaun Watson. For sure.
I don't know, man. Bo Nix or Deshaun Watson?
I don't like him, but I'll bet on the talent
Nix.
and what I've seen in the NFL. Even if he's a shell of himself.
Are you talking about, is that a Nix conversation? No. I know you're not talking about talent with Deshaun Watson at this point.
That's what he's saying.
Right?
He's saying what he's seen from Deshaun Watson.
He's got talent. We've seen it.
Where's it at?
Hey, D-Bro.
Where's it hiding at?
2018. Led the NFL in passing on the Houston Texans
how
with
damn long
nobody.
Ago that was? You talk about half a decade, Jay.
But
that was like Trump's second year in office, dude. That was a long time ago, dog.
That was a long time ago.
2018 was a long time ago.
Go back down the rabbit hole. Other things in 2018 that we're still willing to cape up for.
Wasn't Bill O'Brien still his OC back then? Come on. 4,800 with Bill O'Brien? Let's see Mac Jones do that.
You keep keep lathering up those 2018 numbers, baby. I'm living in 2024.
All right, let's talk about. I want to go back to Pittsburgh because I am excited about this running game, and right now we're talking about Zach Frazier. He was a center selected out of West Virginia. This was a player that I wanted Dallas to get. The running game: Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren here in Pittsburgh. They drafted Troy Fautanu in the first round. The Steelers did. They double back. They get Zach Frazier a little bit later. Love him and Jackson Powers-Johnson. This rushing attack from Pittsburgh with Arthur Smith, could we be talking about two running backs that, are both probably a little undervalued, both in redraft and in dynasty? But where are you at with the rushing attack of Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris in 24, D-Bro?
Sky high, baby. They're going to get all the volume they can handle. And, look, Jaylen Warren was one of the best picks you could have made last year in startups, and he's still there, dude. I don't know if we see Najee get moved and all that kind of stuff, but regardless if talent plays, man, I think, cream rise at the top. Jaylen Warren's still my dude.
Jay Rich, you interested in a little Najee Harris some more this year, 24?
A little bit. I was going to ask you, D-Bro, actually. So I'm in on the running game, obviously. Arthur Smith's going to do a tremendous job. He uses two backs very effectively. Like what Pittsburgh's trying to do. They brought in Roman Wilson. I don't really like him that much. But, D-Bro, at cost, do you prefer Najee or Jaylen Warren right now? Let's say underdog scoring, because their ADP is surprisingly close to me. I think we all view Najee as the bell cow, probably going to get 50-plus more touches than Warren, but Warren gets the pass-catching work. So their ADPs right now are Najee Harris at 88.4 and Jaylen Warren at 92.6. So basically, half a round within a round, you kind of got to pick your flavor. It'd be difficult for you to get both unless you're at a turn. Which one do you prefer for this season? And if you want to go for Dynasty as well, feel free to comment on that.
For both of me, it's Jaylen Warren. If you were to tell me their ADPs would flip, and Najee was, I'm kind of surprised to even hear that Najee's the guy that's being drafted first here. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, I'm still going Warren, man, because I think he's going to own the passing downs, and we could say what we want to about, like, the pass game usage if Fields or Russ is under center and stuff like that. But I still think I'm willing to bet on the talent, less mileage, And really, it's all Jalen Warren for me because, I mean, regardless of whatever you looked at, dude was like top 5, top 10 and damn near everything tackle breaking last year. And I still think, like, that plays, man. Like, Najee, to be on Najee, like, for me, you really got to tell yourself a story of he gets the usage that he got last year in the sense that, like, the defense balls out. They're in a shit ton of positive game scripts, and he's just hammering and salting the clock away. If that doesn't happen, I still think it's Warren time.
All right, now we're going to get to somebody that I love, that Derek loves. Jay Rich, I don't know if you love the player, but I think you like this player. I think you and I were simpatico throughout the entire draft process in 2023 with this one. But I know D-Bro loves this guy. I love him. I think everybody universally likes him. We're talking about Anthony Richardson, D-Bro. A-Rich, the videos are out. He is healthy. He is very big. I mean, how high? D-Bro. Just, we need it, baby. We are warmed up. How high? Like, are we talking about a player? Josh Allen lost Stephon Diggs. No Gabe Davis. We don't know how this offense is going to look in 2024. The Eagles seemed like they're going to be a good bounce-back candidate. You had Saquon. You had A.J. Brown, a fat new contract. Smitty's got a fat new deal. They improved the offensive line. Jalen Hurts should be back doing his thing. We don't need to speak about Mahomes. And then inside the AFC South, you got C.J. Stroud and everything that they've done. Is this a player that could finish as the QB1 here in 2024? Anthony Richardson and Steichen's offense is QB1. I mean, and I'm not talking about, it might happen, but how are you feeling about A-Rich in 24?
You took the words right out of my mouth, baby. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Let's go.
I think he could be the QB1 overall, dude. And for all the reasons you said, Allen's weapons got downgraded this offseason. Lamar Jackson, yes, look, can he still do it? It's possible. Jalen Hurts, if Saquon gets more of those rushing touchdowns, we already saw what happened to Patty Mahomes last year. So if this rebuilt wide receiver room, we don't even know we're going to get Rashee Rice. If Hollywood can't stay healthy, It literally could be Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce, dude. A-Rich has a clear path, and people wanted to hate on it whenever it was Jalen Hurts way back when in Philly, and they're like, nah, I'm not really feeling it. I don't believe it. Well, you better wake up and freaking believe it, because A-Rich last year, when he was on the damn field, he was outscoring Josh Allen on a point-per-game basis. So tell me how he can't do that shit this year. It could happen, man. Absolutely.
Jay Rich, you believe that's within his range of outcome?
I think it's within his range of outcomes, but I would probably give it a 10% shot of actually happening. It's pretty low for me.
10%.
Come on.
So, D-Bro, I was going to
10?
Again, this does,
Come on,
for me,
Jay.
this is the injuries, right? Guy played 4 games last year. He's banged up pretty much every game. Could he, as you said, D-Bro, score a ton of fantasy points, and especially if we're talking total fantasy points to be the QB1, A-Rich's range of outcomes to do that is a little bit more limited if he can't stay healthy, which he hasn't shown us yet. I'm not trying to say he can't do it.
He hit his head on the ground. It wasn't even his fault. He hit his head on the ground, jumping into the end zone, scoring a touchdown. And then he was tackled from behind and landed on his shoulder. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It's not like he's going out there and running a route and tweaking a hammy here. Like, it were 2 freak plays for A-Rich, man. This narrative that he can't stay healthy. I mean, he dove in the end zone, fell on his head. Don't dive in the end zone. He was tackled from behind, scrambling to throw the ball, and landed on his shoulder. So I think it's a little, did he finish the season? No. Was he hurt? Yes. But to say that he's like this walking injury-prone thing, I don't know if that's fair.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, yes, I agree that he has all the tools and ability, and I love the Steichen offense. We've been talking about that for a long time. But my QB1 is Jalen Hurts for the reasons that you just mentioned.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts in a Kellen Moore offense is the QB1. You take what Dak Prescott did.
In a Kellen Moore offense. Okay.
Because they're just going to throw the ball. They're just going to throw the ball. We know that Hurts is still going to run, get rushing touchdowns. He has the weapons to do it. Dak Prescott was a phenomenal quarterback for fantasy without the rushing component as much. You put that in Jalen Hurts, give him the same offense with better weapons than Dak had, he should absolutely be the front runner for QB1. If you're not talking Mahomes, who is just going to continue to do it every year, for me, it's Jalen Hurts. And I like the offense way more, even than Steichen's, because of the playmakers.
Here we go. Rapid fire. Would you rather? 1 player word answers, Jay Rich. Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams? Dynasty.
Anthony Richardson.
D-Bro.
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson or Joe Burrow? Dynasty. Jay Rich.
Joe Burrow.
D-Bro. Anthony
Rich.
Richardson, Justin Herbert.
I'll take A-Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Anthony Richardson, Lamar Jackson, right now.
I'll probably take Lamar.
I'm going Lamar, but they're in the same tier.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it there. You know, you were talking about, the quarterbacks, D-Bro. And one of the quarterbacks that you were very high on this process, as was I, was Washington Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, I believe right now, I'm looking on KTC, is the wide receiver quarterback
QB
12. QB 12 in Dynasty. Here are some players. Here are some players that he is ranked ahead of in Dynasty. Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy. You've got Drake May at QB 15, Tua, Dak, McCarthy, Jared Goff, Bryce Young, Bo Nix, etc. He is right on the heels of Kyler Murray, Jordan Love, and Anthony Richardson. So, listen, we'll excuse the rank right now. Let's just talk about his fit in Washington. D-Bro, Jaden Daniels in Washington with Cliff Kingsbury. They've got a running game. I like both running backs. We're not as high on Eckler as we were in the past. Nobody's thinking he's going to be the RB5 in seasonal finish, but you've got two strong running backs. They bring in a tight end who you like a lot, and we will talk about shortly. They've got pass-catching options. McLaurin is very good. Jahan Dotson.
Wow, there's a Dotson hive out there, Ray. Luke McCaffrey, there we go, D-Bro.
Whoa.
Who
Luke
know
McCaffrey's
D-Bro
a what? Luke McCaffrey's a what?
Stud.
Talk about it, D-Bro. That's the entire. Luke McCaffrey is. Talk about Jaden Daniels in Washington with this stud receiver, Luke McCaffrey.
Dude, I'm putting respect on his name where respect is due. Like, I've got Jaden Daniels as my QB6 in Dynasty. What the shit are we doing out here? QB 12? Get out of here.
Who do you have over him? Who do you have over him, D-Bro? Who do you have over him?
I got
We
him
gotta
right
know.
over
Give us the
A-Rich.
names.
I got him over
Derrick
A-Rich.
Brown.
He's right behind C.J. Stroud, man. Like,
Over
what do we not
A-Rich?
like out of this? Hold up.
What?
You just said you like A-Rich over
D-Bro.
Caleb
I
and
do.
Herbert and
D-Bro.
Do.
You have Jaden Daniels where?
QB6 in Dynasty.
What?
Talk about it, D-Bro. So let me just guess. You have the only players you have ahead of him. You've got Mahomes. You have Allen.
Allen, Stroud,
Hurts.
Lamar, Hurts.
And Stroud.
Hurts, Lamar. Yep, that's it. That's it.
Talk about it.
Over Burrow,
Why
over
do we
Caleb,
not,
over
why
Herbert,
do we not like him?
A-Rich.
I don't really understand it, man. I like everybody we talk about it, and the first freaking thing out of everybody's mouth is, "Oh, he's too small. He's gonna get hurt." Can we? We said all that shit with A-Rich. Like every Russian quarterback that comes into the freaking NFL, we're always like, we're so worried. Oh, he's gonna get hurt. He's too little. Bro, you got to catch him first. Okay, so like. The thing about it is, like, we're talking about it, and everybody makes it jokes about, oh, well, he's going to get hit, he's going to get crushed, all these times. Do you really think in common sense, like, do we really think this man can't dive or run out of bounds? Do we think that, like, you can't learn that? Like, that can't be a thing. Like, what?
We've seen some quarterbacks who
because
can't
Lamar
learn it,
is
though,
all
D-Bro.
rocked up. Exactly. But so what? Man's out here in the middle of the field trying to make a play. Is he going to make better and wiser business decisions in the NFL? Are we going to say that can't happen? So is Lamar that much more rocked up than Jaden Daniels? I need both y'all to weigh in on this.
I don't think no. I mean, Lamar just put a video out or a tweet out that he's 205 now. He dropped down or 205. He's not a big guy at all, but he's done it. He's withstood.
Still in the neighborhood of Jaden Daniels.
Yes,
Jaden Daniels in that same neighborhood. So we've seen
But I don't think
guys
that's his
succeed
issue,
in the
though.
NFL.
Not his weight.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
So, D-Bro,
okay,
the
so what's
pushback
the
on
issue?
that is you see Jaden Daniels take a lot of bad hits, right? You talk about Lamar, who doesn't get hurt that often.
I see the same three clips that everybody keeps retweeting. I don't see a lot.
That's fine. Okay.
Like,
If that's fair. You watch more
am I
tape than I
wrong?
do, I will defer to you on that. But the two quarterbacks that for pretty much their entire careers I've always thought have excellent ability to not get hit, they are Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray, right? Every other rushing quarterback gets hit hard, and they do get hurt. You brought up Anthony Richardson. He did get hurt, whether it was a freak accident or not. He did get hurt. right? So when you say Russian quarterbacks always get hurt, blah, 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 they can get hurt when they don't protect themselves. And if you're not playing like Kyler Murray, like Lamar Jackson, who are two of the best in the NFL at not getting hurt and not getting hit hard, in my opinion, he's got to learn to play that way. And we haven't seen that yet. Doesn't mean he can't do it, but we haven't seen it yet. With Lamar and with Kyler, we did see that in college. We definitely saw that.
D-Bro, is that McCaffrey there, number 12, moving like that? Is that Luke moving
McCaffrey,
like
baby.
that?
That's my boy.
Is
That's
that a
McCaffrey,
top
baby.
36 wide receiver in the making?
Well, D-Bro, you know what? You are going to be the Commanders' captain, the captain of the Commanders, because they got Jaden Daniels,
Apparently.
Luke McCaffrey, Ben
not me.
Sinnott, not Sinnott.
Yeah.
Sinnott.
It's not Sinnott. It's
Well,
Sinnott.
talk about Ben Sinnott real quick. Talk about Ben Sinnott because this is a tight end that I believe you have ranked where in Dynasty?
Oh.
Where?
I've got him tight end 10, and I'm ready for this combo. I'm rocked up, baby. I'm ready for this.
Well, let's have the combo. Ben Sinnott, just first of all, let's say this. You were on Ben Sinnott prior to the draft. You had Ben Sinnott ahead of JT Sanders. He was your tight end too, and he was drafted higher than, I'll say, up into the last. I'll say this. Up until the last 2 weeks, didn't anybody believe that? So Derek liked him before that. Around the last 2 weeks, he was pretty much like he had jumped every other tight end. So let's talk about him. You said you have him as tight end 10 right now in Dynasty. We're talking about Ben Sinnott of the Washington Commanders, second-round pick out of Kansas State. Talk about what is it that you like about him so much?
He's athletic as hell, and upside and opportunity with tight ends and that type of ceiling is all tied to athleticism, man. And he's top shelf. Like, regardless of however you want to break it down, all of his testing metrics, dude is a freaking athletic stud. So let's get that out the way. Then you want to talk about what he put up on paper last year, and I don't really understand why more people aren't all in on this, man. He was top 10 in yards per route run, top 10 in receiving grade. He crushed in yards per route run against man coverage. All of these reasons why I was out here in the streets fighting people last year, and people said, man, Sam Laporta wasn't really worth a first-round pick in Dynasty rookie drafts. How'd that shit work out? Oh, he's just the tight end 1 in Dynasty right now. So, I feel like we're too far behind the 8 ball on these rookies. It's like some of them we're willing to jump out there and say, yeah, that's my dude. I'm ahead of the ball game. But the tight end, we still kind of lagging, man. And I feel like in this new iteration of the NFL, where tight ends are so centric to beating too high in zone coverage, and you see the NFL teams that go far in the freaking playoffs. Look at every single NFL freaking team that went far in the playoffs this year. They have a baller-ass tight end. This dude got second-round capital. He checks all the athletic boxes. He checks all the analytic boxes. And he's got freaking Zach Ertz in front of him. That's it. And, even if you don't want to talk about Zach Ertz, who the hell else is in this passing attack that's drawing targets on a weekly basis consistently outside of Terry McLaurin? Who? Who is it? So, for me, it's an easy move to put him as a top 12 tight end because you're talking about guys in that range. George Kittle's getting older. TJ Hawkinson, I've got him above him, but guys that I got right behind him. George Kittle's getting older. David Njoku's got Deshaun Watson. He's got 1-2 years maybe left in his contract. I think it's just 1 season left of money. Guys after that, Dallas Goedert, he's been hurt, or he ain't getting the touchdowns. They just locked up AJ Brown and Smitty.
I'm good on Goddard.
Cole Kmet, Dalton Schultz. Who else are we putting above them?
Why
is he not a top 12?
So right now, we're gonna go. Would you rather Derek Brown edition? No Jay Rich.
Ooh.
Well, no. Actually, Jay Rich, you need to be in this conversation. D-Bro, Ben Sinnott or Luke Musgrave?
Oh, Sinnott. Not even close.
Jay Rich.
I'll take Sinnott, but I really like Musgrave. That's a tough one for me.
Sinnott or Freiermuth?
Your answer should be Tucker Kraft.
Sinnott or Freiermuth? Sinnott or Freiermuth?
Sinnott.
Easy, right?
Ferguson.
Easy. Jake Ferguson or Sinnott?
Sinnott.
That's hot. I'll take Ferg.
I think
I'll
take Ferg.
That's a little hot for me.
I think I gotta take. Is that
bro.
Dallas? Is that Dallas bias? Am I being biased? Why not?
Ray,
Wait, JD, bro. Hold on.
You got a long.
Low bias.
Dallas has a long history.
Low bias,
of
low Commanders hate.
tight
I think
ends.
it's sneaking in.
No, that's
Sinnott over Njoku right now.
That's tough. Mm-hmm. That's tough now. But to your point, D bro, if you're projecting, I'm okay with it.
Evan Ingram.
No way, right?
I do have Ingram over him.
Okay, he's got Ingram over him. I
got Ingram over him.
I'm there. I'm there. The chat is saying Senate. They're saying Senate. Kittle, 31. He'll be 31 at the start of the season. You're in a dynasty startup. You taking Kittle over Senate right now?
I'm taking Senate. I'm waiting for Senate. I would take if I was pushed and I knew he wouldn't come back to me, I would take Senate over Kittle. Yep.
Here's the final one. Here's the final one. He just signed a 2-year deal. It'll be damn near 35 at the start of the season. Dynasty startup, D-Bro, and you're not a team that's trying to win it right now. Senate or Kelsey?
I still got Kelsey over him. I take
still got Kelsey over him. Okay.
How is Kelsey the tight end 8?
And on KTC? I mean,
that's crazy. I get it. Like, I get the players ahead of him, but it's also like it just seems a little crazy.
A little too low.
It just seems a little crazy. Laporta, McBride, Bowers, Kincaid, Pitts, Hawkinson, and Andrews all over. So my question:
how do you have Hawkinson over him? Hawkinson's gonna miss like all the year.
Man, Hawkinson's been so good. I mean, D-Bro, we have to get into him at some point. And your quarterback.
No,
JJ McCarthy.
I'm giving.
We will get there, I'm sure.
No, we will get.
But
we need 100 likes before we talk about McCarthy. We're at 91 likes, 373 watching on YouTube.
Oh,
we got to get there. We got to jack that up before we talk about McCarthy. We're not talking. We're going to stay in the tight end range. And D-Bro, I'm going to ask you about a player that I saw nothing but negative comments about this player and where he was drafted, and I love it. Brock Bowers in Las Vegas. What do you think about Brock Bowers in Vegas? Jay Rich doesn't like it. Jay Rich
I don't like
it.
I don't like it.
He doesn't like it. I like it a lot.
God.
Just say
love Bowers. I hate the landing spot, dude.
Why do y'all hate the landing spot? Why?
If there is one
Thank
man,
you, D-Bro. Thank you.
If there is one man out here that says there is no way to f this up, there's no way to mess it up, Luke Getsy's gonna say, "Hold my damn beer." I'm telling you that right now. Like, it's every dude
can't be trusted, Ray. Can't be trusted.
It's multiple angles for me. I love Bowers and I love the freaking talent. You still got Adams there. He's going to get his 25 to 27% target share. Jacoby Myers is not a freaking schmo. He's going to get his 19 to 20%. You have this offense. How fast are they going to run? How many plays are we going to get out of them? They're going to run the damn ball with Zamir. We even talk about these trash can quarterbacks. Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, they throw in for a lot of touchdowns. Like, my whole thing with Bowers throughout the entire process is, why am I going to pay up for Brock Bowers when I think in the next calendar year he's going to get cheaper in Dynasty and I can get Ben Sinnott or Eric All later? Like, to me, that math doesn't work out, but I get everybody else investing in the talent. I get it.
This is my thought, and we're going to talk about Eric All, and I want a quick thought on that. Here's my thought with Bowers. They do run a lot of 12 personnel in Las Vegas, 2 tight end sets. They have nobody that wants to stretch the seams vertically, and even if Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew don't work out, what is a rookie quarterback's best friend? It's the tight end position. So if they have to pivot away from either of those quarterbacks in 2025, then there will be quarterbacks in the class. Like, let's not go down the path that the class are not going to have any quarterbacks. I think it's a very good spot. It's a very good spot for, I think, even right now. I think we're going to look up and be like, damn, we really faded the best tight end prospect that we have probably ever seen, at least in the last decade. And I know Kyle Pitts came out. Kyle Pitts did not do what Brock Bowers did the moment he stepped foot on the field in the SEC at Georgia. But we have come to the point where we got 117 likes on old YouTube. Like, the likes are there.
150.
They are there. And I saw, and what a better way to start this, Thor Nystrom, right? I think you know that Thor guy. Posted this beautiful video of McCarthy. I mean, it's the cinematic view right there throwing. He's got the visor on. Jay Rich, but then I scroll up just a little bit. And I scroll up just a little up. JJ.
Very Tebow-esque. Remember those clips of Tebow?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Tebow-esque.
Can't
Here
quite
we
get it to
go.
the coach, D-Bro.
Here we go. This shit.
Talk about McCarthy, Talk about
professional gaslighting. This is professional gaslighting. This shit done hit the fan, man. Good
Talk
Lord.
about it. Talk about the fit, though, man. You get to pop off because this is a fit that a lot of people kind of talked about at the beginning, but you and Thor willed it into existence. They didn't have to trade up for him. They got to sit tight. Well, they moved up a spot, but they didn't have to trade up inside the top 3, 4, 5. They moved up a spot, secure their guy. Now you've got McCarthy in Minnesota. So I want to know your honest to God feeling about how this plays out in 24. Let me just tell you how I think it plays out. I believe that Sam Darnold will start the season as the quarterback. I think he's going to start the season as QB1. 4 weeks. I know schedule releases is coming out this week. Wherever the bye is. Where's the bye?
You think all the way to the bye?
If it's early. I said week 4, 6, 7. I think Darnold's going to start. I think he gets him to the bye unless he goes out there and Sam Darnold's that thing. If he sees those ghosts again, then they will pull the plug much quicker. But if he's just holding it afloat, getting the ball to Addison, getting it to Jefferson, and there's a difference between winning because of a quarterback or winning in spite of a quarterback. I do not believe that the Vikings will win because of Sam Darnold. They may win in spite of Sam Darnold, but I do believe the veteran presence of Sam Darnold will get first crack at QB1 in that offense. Do I believe that Sam Darnold finishes the season as a starter? No, I do not believe that at all. But I do believe he's going to start the season. So, D-Bro, what should we be expecting from J.J. McCarthy in 2024? Just help me manage my expectations. Because here's what people are going to do, D-Bro. I'm just telling you, and it's bullshit, but I'm telling you what's going to happen, and you know what's going to happen, so prepare to mention.
Oh, I know.
Sam Darnold taking all the reps as the one. He's the starting quarterback. People are going to tag you and say he's a bust, couldn't even beat out Sam Darnold. Help us manage these expectations for him, man.
I know it's coming. I know it's going to happen. They're going to say, damn, man. Clown takes and you QB2, man. Look at this. Sammy Darnold starting over your QB2, man. Look at Caleb tearing it up. He's already been named the starting quarterback in Chicago. Like, what kind of shit are you telling people to do in Dynasty? Dude, preach patience. Preach patience. Go buy him low in trades. Go do what you got to do, because if that's how people are going to react to it and the sentiment's going to be around it, look, you ain't even got to draft him right now then. You ain't got to draft him in rookie drafts because people are going to be slinging that mud. Then go trade for him in a little bit. Because he's going to make you look smart. You're going to be the one that's going to be clowning your league when you go trade for him, and then he goes out and he balls when he eventually gets the starting job, man. I'm with you on that. I think Sam Darnold starts the year. I put the over-under at 4 games, cap at 4 games. Okay. Because I think like you talked about, Ray, he's going to be doing Sammy Darnold things.
Yep, the ghosts.
And I think that KOC has seen enough of Sammy Darnold type of things when we had to deal with Josh Dobbs last year. And look, shout out to Josh Dobbs. Lots of praise for the man. But he turned back into a pumpkin. He's a backup quarterback. It is what it is, man. And Nick Mullins last year. But if you look at what Minnesota and KOC was able to do with those two guys who aren't even on the same talent area code as J.J. McCarthy, 63% of their freaking starts, they were a QB1. And just for people out there and keeping a buck, that's the 6th highest rate amongst fantasy quarterbacks, right ahead of Justin Herbert last year. So you're telling me KOC in that offense did that with those two guys, and you're telling me that a quarterback, and so let's just take the name of it out of here, boys. Quarterback last year that finished 10th in PFF passing grade, 4th in adjusted completion rate, 11th in yards per attempt, 3rd highest deep ball completion rate, 4th highest pressured completion rate. Y'all think I'm talking about Caleb Williams? Shit, no. I'm talking about J.J. McCarthy. But you put those numbers out there, and we want to talk about clips of him making off-script plays. If you would have taken those numbers, and you take the off-script plays, and you would have slapped Caleb Williams' name on the back of his jersey, people would have fallen over themselves to tweet that shit on a daily basis. But because it's JJ, and we all up in a tank lock, and we hate that man. Ain't no way he's going to be good. No way in hell he's going to be good. My feet are planted in the damn sand right now. He sucks. They're like, nah, we can't tweet that. I'm going to sit here and look the other way. We can't talk about that. We can't talk about those numbers. Can't talk about any of that. Can't even talk about that he runs a 4.5. Can't talk about that he had the 6th best 3 cone out of anybody at the damn combine. Can't talk about the fact that only Joe Milton's ass threw harder than him at the combine. Can't talk about any of that shit. Because we're so cemented in these takes, baby. So, let's live in our take lock.
I mean, King Kendrick has spoken. I mean, you see him
Brown
on the screen. King Kendrick.
I'm kind of sad that my face wasn't photoshopped.
I mean, I just drop the mic and just walk away. Derek, my God, I don't know who pissed you off this morning, but let's keep the train going, baby. Let's talk about it, D-Bro. Michael Penix, Atlanta. Does he play this year or not? Does he play this year,
Nope.
D-Bro?
Nope. He don't play this year.
Does he play next year?
Nope.
Does he play next year?
Really?
Derek,
Nope.
stop it.
Assuming
D-Bro,
Kirk,
stop.
You
come
were
on,
saying
man.
like
Stop.
definitively no. Definitively no.
So you think they're going to let Kirk just take all that money up and sit his ass on the bench? I don't see that happening. Not if assuming, okay, in this scenario, Kirk Cousins is healthy, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Healthy Kirk.
Paying him that much damn money, we think he's going to sit his ass on the bench next year. I don't see it happening.
He may not like it. He may not like it, but D-Bro, I want a percentage chance. Like you're,
So what do
you're
they do?
basically
They
saying
trade him?
0. No, you just sit his ass down. You say, Kirk, you're no good. We can't win with you. We drafted a quarterback at 8th overall in 2024. We gotta play him because he's damn near 30 years old. He's almost over the damn hill. So
Well,
yeah,
guess what?
like,
Welcome
he
to
could get
Terry
on the field.
Fontenot's hell. I mean, this is Terry Fontenot's hell.
I'm with you, man.
I mean,
he made this happen. He's got to deal with it. I don't think it's fair to Kirk. I don't think it's fair to Penix. But if
No, it's
we're
not fair
being
to either one.
honest, man, the quarterback drafted 8th overall has to play at some point next season. I don't think you can get away with not playing for 2 years unless, to your point, Kirk is very good. In my opinion,
I believe he's got a no trade
very
clause
good.
too. I think there's a no trade.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think there. I think there's a no trade clause.
He definitely has no. He definitely has a no trade clause.
So
Definitely.
we are pivoting
But he
away
would
from
waive it
Penix.
to get
We're
traded.
pivoting off of Penix because I want to talk about a big man. And Jay Rich, you know I love me some Jackson Powers Johnson.
Oh, baby, SpongeBob. Let's talk about some SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. D-Bro, all I'm gonna say is I think this Raiders team is going to be a lot more competitive than people think.
sir.
I believe they're going to
sir.
be able to run the ball. I think the
sir.
combination of ALC and Minshew is enough to at least, I mean, they were able to matriculate the ball down the field through the air last year with kind of a shit show, Josh McDaniels / Antonio Pierce led offense. This young man right here is this road grader in the middle. This is why I am bullish about the Las Vegas Raiders. Like, if I'm buying stock on an NFL team, you're always, who's the next version of the Houston Texans? I'm not going to say they're Houston because Houston was literally awful, and then they became damn near a Super Bowl contending team. The Raiders are building something nice, and this young man right here, Jackson Powers Johnson in the middle, is going to be a key cog of the reason why they improved down the line. Now, D-Bro, we saw him in Mobile. You see this big boy right here, the X-Man. My man, another DP, Damian Parson from the Draft Network, loves him some Xavier
Another
Legette.
D.
I know. I know. It didn't work. It hit the set. It did not work.
I love
it
you,
didn't work the
DP.
way.
I'm sorry.
It
DP
didn't work.
catches
It
Love
didn't
strays.
work
DP
the way.
too. I
It
feel
didn't
so
work.
bad
It
that
did not
DP
work.
got roped into this.
Yeah, it didn't work.
That's rough.
Xavier Legette.
That's rough.
Xavier Legette, Derek. Talk about Legette.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right, let me get myself on track here. I'm sorry, DP. I love you, baby.
I know.
Look at
I love
Legette.
you.
Man,
Yeah, he
Legette
is
is so big, man.
Legette's a baller, dude. So I get the reasons. First of all, let's lead this off and give it proper, man. Legette is, dude, he is going to win so many people over just in the media,
Yes.
how charismatic and awesome he is. So you got to give that kid his flowers with everything he's gone through in life, man. I think that Legette is one of these picks and one of these players, man. It's like you can make the case on both sides of the aisle for it. And the more we've gone through the process, man, again, Ray, you and I have kind of fought on and off air and comments and tweets and all kinds of shit about AD Mitchell. I'm gonna say this right now and put it out there for the people. I've come around on Legette in the process. I will say that. I was lower on him in the process. I was lower on him in Mobile. I'm going to own all that.
Yeah.
The way that I look at Legette right now is his profile concerning as hell? Sure. That risk is baked into where you're drafting him in rookie drafts right now, and the upside isn't. Because I feel like there is there's no kind of shades of gray in the middle. If he does what he can do in the NFL, I think he's a massive breakout because of what he put up on tape and on the field at South Carolina's final season. Is there worries because it took him all the way till that to actually do it? Yes, absolutely. But I'm willing to take that home run swing on Legette where he's going in drafts right now. So, shit, man. In this whole process, I walked into it lower on Legette. I'm walking out much higher on Legette than I used to be. So,
all right.
keep it 100 here.
Let's go to Miami and talk about the Washington brothers. You've got Malik Washington and Taj Washington added to this Miami receiving core, who they do not run 3 wide receiver sets at all. It's 2 wide receivers. It's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle primarily on the field, and they rotate a bunch of receivers around. These are 2 players that were drafted, I believe, past round 6 in the NFL draft. D-Bro, yep. Any interest in either of the Washington boys, Malik or Taj?
Not on Taj. I got a small amount of interest on Malik. I was big into Malik before the draft, and from what I heard on the back end was that it was medical concerns by why Malik fell in the draft. I've got nothing to confirm that. I'm just telling you whispers that I've heard, and I'm still willing to buy into Malik because I believe in the talent, man. I looked at him as a better version of Pop Douglas walking into this process as far as player and skill set and things like that. Could he pan out with the Dolphins? Am I willing to take the shot? Sure. But is it also damning that he fell to the freaking 6th round? Absolutely too.
Yeah. D-Bro, let me ask you this question really quickly. This is a player that was drafted high in the draft. We know who he is. It's Marvin Harrison Jr. My question to you, D-Bro, Underdog Fantasy, he is going at the 112 spot right now. And I was on a show with Peter Overzet this past Friday, Best Ball After Dark. And I asked him, I said, once the highlights start to come out, training camp highlights on Marv, where does his Underdog ADP end up? I think he's going to be a top 8 pick. And let me tell you something, that scares the shit out of me to take a rookie wide receiver inside the 1st round of a redraft league. It's terrifying, but what do you do? And is Marv wearing, what's he wearing, number 18? Yeah, he's got 18 on. What are your thoughts on Marv's price, D-Bro? Too high, too low?
You're buying him at the ceiling, man. Like, he's got to be a top 5 wide receiver, top 3 wide receiver to really pay that off. And if he doesn't do that, you're eating an L this year. And I love Marv, dude. Like, I've got him ranked, like, aggressively. Like, or shit, what I thought was aggressive. Looking at Marv, I think I got him at, wide receiver 9 or 10 for this year? I got him at wide receiver 9.
Damn.
But, hell,
still pretty high.
Even at wide receiver 9, I'm not going to even get him because I got him at 16th overall, and people drafted him in the damn 1st round. So, dude, he's going to have to, just absolutely crush every rookie record we've ever seen in existence. Like, he's going to go out there, and he's going to have to eclipse what Puka did last year. He's going to have to eclipse that to pay off on that damn price. But I'm going to flip this on its head, Ray. I'm going to ask you this. Why do people playing off of Marv? Because people love Marv. You pay the damn nose to draft Marv. Why in the hell do people not want to give Trey McBride enough respect? Because he's in the 40s. And if you playing Kyler, you want Arizona, give me all the Trey McBride, and y'all can keep the Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm fine with that in best ball right now. Why is that happening, Ray?
I can't tell you because I have been conducting the Trey McBride train for 2 years now. He was my highest rostered player on Underdog in BBM4 last year. I told people it was only a matter of time before Trey McBeast takes over. He's the top 2-3 dynasty tight end right now. I don't get it. If anything, what Arizona has done over the past offseason is great for Trey McBride. Bringing in Zay Jones, bringing in Marvin Harrison Jr., this frees up. There's no double teams anymore. That's it. He's one-on-one with a strong safety or a linebacker, and he will eat their lunch every single day if you put that type of defensive alignment out there on him. So let's continue and rapid fire a couple of more players that we got to get some takes off with. And this one, D-Bro, I don't know how you feel about this player, but tell me quickly. Keon Coleman, D-Bro, a lot of people excited about Keon. They're loving the interviews. He's Josh Allen's number one, replacing Diggs. In or out on Keon Coleman, D-Bro?
I'm out. I've been out basically the entire process. Look, I like Keon for who he is, but is he going to turn into a 25% like target share guy, an alpha guy? I don't see that. I look at the addition of Keon is building a basketball team for Buffalo. It's like you had your small forwards, you had your shooting guard, you got your point. Now you got the guy that can sit there and post up and win some spots down low. Like that's what Keon can be. But again, I don't think he's going to be a high-end target share earner, so he's going to live off of touchdowns. Can he do that with Josh Allen? It's possible. But the other thing about it, and if you've ever gone down the rabbit hole of playing Josh Allen in DFS any damn week, and you're sitting here like, I'm going to stack him up. Let's go. Josh Allen throws for 3 touchdowns. How freaking happy were you and Josh Allen threw like 2 to the damn fullback, 1 to the running back, or decided to run 2 in and shit like that? They do weird shit in the red zone. They have always, and they will continue to do that. So with Keon, it's really a bet on touchdowns for me, and it's still, I think it's a shaky bet, even though the offense is going to be good.
What about this player right here, Malik Nabers, D-Bro? How excited are you about Nabers 2024?
Give me all them targets. Give Nabers all them targets. Like
all them Daniel Jones targets? You want all them Daniel Jones targets?
Daniel Jones ain't good. I get Drew Lock ain't good. Malik Nabers is still going to hoover all them targets, baby. Like, you want to? All right, let's talk about this. Who ends up with more targets in their rookie season? Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Nabers? I think that conversation is a lot damn closer than people are going to give it credit for.
You think that's a conversation?
You don't.
You honestly think
who the hell is in New York to sit here and take targets away from Malik? Tell me that.
Who? It does not matter. It does not matter.
It does.
They don't even.
So
they don't even throw the ball.
Doesn't matter, Jay.
They can't score points because they can't move the ball and they can't generate first downs. How are you going to do that if you can't move the ball? Kyler Murray, quarterback that you love, D-Bro, one of the best values in fantasy football. You tweeted it out just yesterday. Trey McBride, Kyler Murray, the best and best stack in best ball right now. Agreed. You know that quarterback can move the ball.
Does
you know that quarterback
is.
Look, if your team and your offense is scoring points, moving the ball effectively, which we saw at Arizona last year, everyone says James Conner's a good running back. With that becomes opportunity, pass attempts, and ultimately targets for the number 1 wide receiver. You got the Giants. Oh, Devin Singletary, he's washed. Oh, they don't have a running game. They don't have an offensive line. They don't have any receivers. They got Malik Nabers, sure. But DJ Moore for years didn't get targets because his team was terrible. Yeah, he was efficient. Yeah, he did what he could with what he had. But if the team can't move the ball, he can't get all. He could have a 25% target share and have 120 targets. Cool. But when Kyler Murray throws the ball 600 times, and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s 25% target share, that's 125, 130, 140, 150 targets on the high end. That doesn't exist for Malik Nabers on the Giants. It just doesn't because they're not going to be good, and we already know that. That's just my opinion.
So Arizona threw the ball 550 times. Actually, 555 times last year. The Giants, with a broken damn offense, with a broken damn quarterback, with a broken wide receiver room, threw the ball 518 times. 518 versus 555. You're telling me that gap doesn't close a little bit if the offense doesn't totally freaking disintegrate. If Daniel Jones doesn't melt down into a water boy. You're telling me that number doesn't come up at all. You're telling me Malik Nabers can't. You're telling me Malik Nabers cannot command a 25 to 27% target share with a bunch of other just practice squad dudes around him. That's what you're telling me, Jay. That can't happen. You're telling me that we didn't see the worst version of the Giants last year. Everything that could have gone wrong for the Giants last year went wrong. If some of those things, instead of all of it melting down this year, if some of those things go right, Jay, you're telling me that the Giants that threw the ball 518 times can't get close to the Cardinals who threw it 555 times. That's what we're saying.
So, to your point, I will give you credit. They can get close, but that doesn't factor in quality of target, right? Which we would definitely skew very heavily in Marvin Harrison Jr.'s favor.
But I said the target volume.
That's fine. And if you want to go market share, cool.
The
I don't like to talk
volume.
I don't like to talk market share because I think it's obviously volume dependent. But yes, he could definitely see the same amount of targets, which is fine. But again, when you say the Giants are the worst version of themselves, I don't agree with that. Because I think the Giants could still be worse this year. I think they could be worse this year, 100%. 100%.
You just said, hold up, I want to make sure that I'm right on this. You said Malik Nabers could see the same volume that Marvin Harrison Jr. said. That was the quote, right?
I'm saying if you believe they can be better, which I'm not really there, and you want to say that he gets and they throw the same amount of times, that's cool. But in my opinion, Marvin Harrison Jr. has a much higher target ceiling. So if you want to talk median projection, sure, I would give them a similar median projection, but the range of outcomes is vastly different for me personally.
But look at their ADPs and that kind of divide.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The ADPs are a little wild. I'm low on Malik Nabers. I've well said that. I'm not really in on Nabers, not because I don't believe in the talent, but I just don't believe in the team and the offense. I don't think the Giants are the worst version of themselves just yet.
D-Bro, old lad McConkey, Ladarius McConkey, out here routing them up. I mean, absolutely going crazy with these highlights. I mean, he is routing these guys up. I know y'all see it. I see it. Just nasty route right there. D-Bro, what do you think?
On that route.
What's Lag going to do this year, D-Bro? What's Lag going to do this year?
I think he's going to lead the Chargers in targets, and the question is, how high is that? We're going to see. But I think he's going to lead them in targets.
Let's go, D-Bro.
Early. I mean, dude.
Let's go.
And I will own this, and I would keep this a buck, okay? I have not been as high on Ladd throughout this entire process as my colleague Thor Nystrom. But after looking at this landing spot, looking at how he tests, and you're projecting per route metrics, and now we're talking about, like everybody's in on Kamani Vidal. When we talk about it, can he ascend as far as the running back room? Same thing happens with Ladd. We talk about the same thing for Ladd in that wide receiver room. Like, it's QJ who fell on his face in his rookie season. So whatever projection you got for him, lop that off. Josh Palmer, who stepped forward and really played a shit ton better than I was giving him credit for last year. But can he do that again when more pressure's on him and now he's what? They're asking him to be the consistent 2? Ladd's going to get open, man. Ladd's going to get open for days. He's going to sit here and demand targets because guess what? That's what happens. When you're always open, you're going to get the damn ball.
D-Bro, let me ask you about this NFL vet, and we're going to wrap this thing up here in the next couple of minutes. Let me ask you, is there any hope left, D-Bro? Any hope for old Treylon Burks? Is there any hope left for Treylon? I mean, look at this catch. Look at this catch, man. This is a great catch. Look at this. You got Tannehill. Just give him a chance. Put it up. Look at Big Burks down there, man. Is there any hope that Treylon can get moved and salvage his career?
Just send him to Dallas.
I'm sorry, Ray. I wish I could tell you yes, baby, but I can't.
You're out on Burks. You're out.
I'm out.
You're out on Burks.
I don't even know if I was there. I don't even know if I was ever in. Yeah, I definitely know right now I'm out.
You are out on Burks.
I'm out.
Okay. You were never in, but you were out. D-Bro, Brian Thomas Jr. in Jacksonville.
I like it. I don't love it. I think he's going to be better for the surrounding weapons. I look at Brian Thomas Jr. very similar to AD, and then I think he's going to stretch the field. He's going to open it up, and that's why I'm going to be extremely high on Evan Ingram. That's why I'm going to be extremely high on freaking Christian Kirk this year. They got 2 guys on opposite side that can stretch the field, give him all that room underneath, and Trevor's going to sit here and just pepper the shit out of Ingram and Kirk.
D-Bro, do we need to be drafting or picking this guy up off waivers? Should we be taking Luis Reese-Zammit, LRZ, the rugby guy? Should we be taking him in D-Bro, I've seen him drafted in Underdog, round 18. People are taking him.
No, people getting drunk, man. No, that's what's called drinking and 3 a.m. drafting. I can't do it.
This is what we call on Destination Devi magic beans. It is nothing but pure hopium. And this is what we do for people who do that. It's a fantasy football fairy tale of hopium.
You put the graphic right over Richard's face.
That was not intended for
that
Jordan.
That was 100% intentional.
That was
Don't
not
lie to me, Ray.
intentional for Jay Rich.
Don't lie to me.
D-Bro, we got a few more and we'll get you out of here, my friend. We got a few more, D-Bro. Talk to me about Jermaine Burton.
Oh, God.
Jermaine Burton is getting a lot of pump, D-Bro. Talk about Jermaine Burton in Cincinnati.
He deserves all of it, man. We all talked about them off the field concerns, and Cincinnati said that shit don't even matter to us. Zach Taylor's over here pulling some Brad Holmes stuff, like beating on desks as soon as they drafted this man because he knows the freaking talent, dude. And I'm not going to sit here and I don't want to throw too many strays at Milroe, but if Milroe would have played better last year, then Burton would have had a baller freaking season, dude. Like, just straight up. And I think Jermaine Burton was disrespected throughout this entire process. We talked about the off-the-field stuff. It's the only damn reason he went in the 3rd round. He should have gone in the freaking 2nd round. So I'm all in on that dude. Like, he's got route chops for days. And there's 2 guys in this class that I feel like people just missed the damn boat as far as categorizing them and their games wrong. Jermaine Burton was one because he ain't just a field stretcher, dude. Get that shit out your head.
Yeah, he can play.
He can run levels.
He can play.
He can separate at all 3 levels. But him and Javon Baker are going to be high-volume threats in the NFL.
Dog, right?
Jermaine Burton, I love him, man.
Well, D-Bro, this is the segment, yay or nay. Well, we're going to go yay or nay, but I'm going to ask you really quickly, Baker or Polk? Baker or Polk?
Baker.
Really?
Easy Baker.
For year 1?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, Baker.
Yay or nay on
Baker.
said players? Malachi Corley, D-Bro.
I don't know if I could say nay loud enough. I just never Malachi.
Okay.
With that.
Ricky Pearsall.
Always. Yay.
Jalen McMillan.
Nay.
Bucky Irving.
Mm-mm. I'm going to go nay.
He likes Bucky,
I'm gonna go
clearly.
nay.
He clearly likes him a little bit.
Okay.
Bucky has me torn up inside, man. The insides are percolating. I feel like I just ate Taco Bell when it's 2 a.m.
JT Sanders.
Ooh.
In Carolina.
Nay.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go nay.
Isaac Garindo.
Yay.
Luke McCaffrey.
Oh, is there anything above yay? Can I go above yay? Is there another level I could reach? Like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm down with Luke.
Will Shipley.
Nay.
White Lightning.
Barkley's going to eat.
Braylon Allen.
Isaiah Davis said nay.
Audric Estime.
Yay for where he's going in drafts. Javonte's gone this year.
Okay.
So some
Tyrone Tracy Jr.
Ooh, give me yay. Yeah, man. I'm all for yay. He's RB2. Eric Gray says what?
Johnny Wilson.
Nay.
For now, until he moves.
Moves what?
If he moves to tight end, it's a yay. Unless he moves to tight end, it's a nay. He ain't gonna see the field. Not when they just locked up AJB and Smitty.
D-Bro. Jonathan Brooks.
Oh shit. Over the moon, yay. He's
over the moon,
got him
yay.
as an RB1 in Dynasty.
Over the moon.
I got him.
To the moon, D-Bro. To the moon.
Over.
Okay, Blake Corum.
Doesn't sound like he's a believer, right?
Nay. In a vacuum, nay. Only because I think Kyron's not going away. I think now.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
we could have a long convo
Okay.
about
Okay.
that, but I
No
think
long
in a
convo.
vacuum, nay.
Trey Benson, yay or nay?
Yay.
Marshawn Lloyd, yay or nay?
Oh shit. Fuck yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Dylan Lobb.
Give me all that Marshawn Lloyd.
Dylan Lobb. Last one.
Nay.
Brendan Rice.
Nay. I'm sorry. I know that's your
Damn.
boy Ray, but nay.
Damn.
Nay for Ray.
All right. Any other players? Jay Rich?
I do have one for you, D, bro. I want you to call your shot on Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears because you said that you're very unsure about that situation when you were talking to JJ. So I want to know where you're at. Who would you pick right now to lead the backfield? Because I think the situation's actually all right with Callahan, right? Like Joe Mixon got some good passing volume. The running backs were utilized in the offense. But who would you pick to lead the backfield right now?
Oh, God. So I'm going to give myself an out here at cost. I'll take Tajay.
Okay.
All right, D-Bro. And this is the final one. This one, we talked about this offline really quickly, and we kind of pinched on it when we talked about J.J. McCarthy. We didn't really touch about it as much with Bo Nix, but all of the smoke coming out of New England right now with Drake May having a lot to learn, having Jacoby Brissett there who's been in the building before and just feels like when I'm listening to Gerard Mayo, and when I think about who Gerard Mayo was as a player, like Jay Rich, you may not know, but the dude was a menace at Tennessee at linebacker, an absolute menace. And that old school mentality, he's part of a generation where his position is literally phased out of the NFL. There aren't linebackers like Gerard Mayo in the NFL right now, or not a lot of those guys. But this Drake May thing, I mean, it's, you know, Jay Rich and I were talking about this, D-Bro. If it is Jacoby Brissett, what happens to May's value? Right now, I believe he is being valued as QB 15. QB 15 right now. But where are you at with Drake May if he does, in fact, end up sitting some of the season? Do you believe he will? Or what are your thoughts on May?
I think he's going to definitely sit. Just a question of how long. And what we've seen out of Jacoby, I mean, Jacoby, let's put some respect on Jacoby's name here. He's basically been the dollar store version. And I say the dollar store version because people don't give him enough respect for how well he's played. He's been what with Geno Smith over the last 2 years. So every time he's gotten an opportunity, he's played really damn well. And so I look at this as he's going to have to play bad to lose that job, and I don't know if that's going to happen, man. So I honestly think we could see May pull a Patty Mahomes and get a one-game cameo at the end of the season. I think that's definitely possible this year. Like, as much as people want to crap on the Patriots, this team's defense is not bad. They have invested in the trenches. If the Patriots surprise people and go out and win 8 or 9 games, that means May is probably not playing in his rookie season, and I think it's possible. And to your point, though, Ray, and I'll add this on here, do I think his value drops if he sits his whole rookie season? I don't. I think that his value will hold because he's a quarterback and because of Superflex. I think his value will hold, and you will hear, if we get the one-game cameo and he goes out and he plays really good in that one game, it's going to rebuild the hype. The value's going to go straight right back up. People are going to go into the offseason and say, oh, it's wheels up for May because now they're going to add a wide receiver and they're going to do this in the draft and blah, blah, blah. And look, they were an 8-win team. Could they be the next Houston Texans? Like, we're talking about drawing parallels here. It's real easy to get there with the Patriots. So, I don't think his value is going to go down. But if you're drafting him in Superflex, you better not be drafting him as your QB2 expecting to get points out of him in his rookie year.
All right. We are going to round this thing out. I was going to do a section called Wheels Up or To the Moon, where I went to D-Bro's timeline and looked at every single player that he has said to the moon or wheels up on. But let me just tell y'all.
We'd be here for a while.
I'm looking through it right now. If we did this segment, we would have to start a whole new show. So I am going to end this thing like this by saying, Derek, my man, thank you for coming on. I know it's early in the morning. We appreciate you. Jay Rich, hit the music because we've got one final question that D-Bro is going to get us out here on. And you're going to answer the question, all right? You are going to answer the question. We all want to know who the 2024 version of your boy, Puka Nacua, is going to be. So, Derek Brown, give us this year's version of Puka Nacua as we get out of here. Who's it going to be, D-Bro?
God damn it. I knew you were going to do this to me, Ray. All right, fine. Let's go off the beaten path. I'm going to sit here and say it like I did to Thor on the phone last night over the weekend. Terry McLaurin, if he goes down with an injury, Luke McCaffrey's this year's Puka Nacua. Damn it. I hate you for making me say that, Ray.
There it is. Luke McCaffrey. We out of here. See y'all next Monday, baby. D-Bro, I'm not even coming on the screen. We are outroing with this face. We are out.